Hi, my name's Ruth. Today I am on a farm. So I'm a chef, but I'm also a cookery teacher and sometimes I work on a farm. And I love working here. There's a farm in Gloucestershire and it's owned by Prince Charles. I've never seen him here, to be honest. In lockdown, I was planting loads of seeds and little plants. And that just made me very happy because I thought I'm growing vegetables, I'm growing food, so there's going to be food for people, but also there's something really nice about being outdoors, seeing plants grow. Now I hope some of you enjoy growing as well. I know that you've been getting these little veg gardens going from rocket growers. At the moment it's mid-September and there's so many lovely things growing. So we've got apples here on our apple trees. We've got 1,000 different apple trees. We've got something I pulled out of the ground just now, beetroots, quite a big beetroot, that one. And these we harvested, we took them out of the fields probably about a month ago, onions. They were all kind of green and juicy and you have to let them dry in the sun before you can store them, and that means they won't go bad. Chutney's all about preserving, about saving the fruits and vegetables. Now when your fruit and vegetables are in season, there's a lot of them and they're cheap. So chutney and jams came about because you can get your fruit cheap, it's very ripe and tasty, and you can save it, you can preserve it in that jar, either by adding sugar and getting rid of the liquid, which is jam, or by adding sugar and vinegar and spices and getting rid of the liquid, and that's chutney. So you sometimes hear this word seasonality. So you know the seasons, spring, summer, autumn and winter. Every fruit and vegetable has got its season. So apples, now is the season when they're ready to eat. So that's what seasonality is about. It's about when a vegetable or a fruit is ready to eat. And the apples are not going to be ready to eat all year round. In a few months' time, they're going to be rotting on the trees if you don't pick them. And a few months ago, they were just flowers. They hadn't even become fruit yet. So things taste good when they are in season. Now, St Mary's, you asked me some really good questions, and one of them was vinegar. Why do you use it? Well, you use it because it helps keep the chutney from going bad. So the sugar helps and so does the vinegar help. Jam has only got sugar in it to keep it from going bad. Chutney's got sugar and vinegar, but it's not just about stopping it going bad, it's also about the flavour. There's lots of different vinegars out there. There's very cheap vinegar that's very rough and sharp, and then there's expensive vinegar that's very sort of gentle and mellow. So I think with chutney you probably want to go somewhere in the middle, or you can try different vinegars and you can see what the effects are. Why can't you eat it for 2 months? Well, those flavours that those flavours of the chutney are going to mature over time, and you could eat it straight away, but it's not so interesting. Over time it's going to get better and better, and 2 months is about a good point for it to reach a kind of peak of flavour. Now it might go on and on for years, this jar of chutney. You might open a jar of chutney that's 5 years old and it might taste amazing, and it might have gone bad. So 2 months is just a good point at which you can start eating it, but you can probably keep it up to a year quite happily as well. And the flavours just kind of blend beautifully in that time as they mature. So all of the spices and the sweetness and the sourness and the fruit and vegetable flavours are just all mellowing nicely. Now, so why do we use spices? Well, you don't have to use spices, but if you think about plain ice cream or vanilla ice cream, vanilla is delicious and it's adding something to the creaminess of ice cream. It's a flavour combination that's really, really good. And in chutney you could have cinnamon, which is kind of sweet and warm. You can have ginger, which is kind of zingy and zesty. You can have chilli for its heat. You can have pepper for another kind of heat. You can have allspice, which tastes like lots of different spices, as I mentioned in the video. I'm hoping you'll make a lot of chutney, you'll sell a lot of chutney, and you'll just really enjoy making it, and you'll just get excited about flavours. So here's some of the beetroot chutney that I made for the video, and what I've done is I've brought myself a nice cheese and chutney sandwich. Cheers.